welcome to practice. I'm Casey and this is May, if you can see her. Today we're going to be continuing our Yin Yoga for the Enneagram, and we are on Type 3 today. We will be doing our 60-minute practice. If you haven't already watched the intro to the series video I have on my channel, I'm just going to link a card to that on the screen now. You could watch it now or you could watch it later. I would just suggest at some point watching it as I go pretty in depth in some of the things that I discuss in the Yinneagram videos in that video that you might find a little bit confusing if you haven't watched that video. I also wanted to point out that in the description below, I have linked quite a few Enneagram books that I enjoy, as well as the mantras that I use if you would like to write them down, especially if you are an Enneagram Type 3. The passion of the Type 3 is deceit, and that generally comes out in either deceit in who they portray themselves to be with other people, but also ultimately with who they portray themselves to be themselves. Because of this, there seems to be a lot of fear for a Type 3, a fear of believing people won't love them unless they're successful, a fear of being found out, or a fear of failure. I know and love a Type 3, and after learning more about the Enneagram Type 3, I just felt a lot of empathy towards this person, as understanding that their drive to be successful and to seen as successful maybe really is rooted in fear. So actually learned better how to love Type 3s in learning about this. So because of the fear that a Type 3 feels, I've paired this Enneagram type with the kidney meridian, which we know that when our kidney meridian energy is out of balance, we will experience fear. This practice has quite a few forward folds. If you feel uncomfortable in a forward fold, I would just suggest to bring along a folding chair, which you would just put over your legs and fold over and just rest on the chair. That's totally okay. I would also suggest to bring along a block, a blanket, and a bolster, as well as if you can position yourself near a wall. We're going to be utilizing a wall for a couple times today. If you can't, I would just suggest to bring the folding chair again, as that would be helpful. If you are a 3 or you know a 3, please share these videos. If you've been enjoying this content, please subscribe to my channel. And let's go ahead and get started back here, just in a comfortable seat. We're going to start with a floor Vinyasa. A Vinyasa simply means movement with the breath, and today we're keeping it on the floor. We will be moving our arms and torso in different positions with our inhales and exhales. Bring your hands to prayer at the chest. Inhale, hands at prayer. Exhale, hands out to the sides like you're pushing out the walls. Inhale, hands, prayer at the chest, gathering in energy. Exhale, right arm back, left arm forward. Inhale, hands at prayer, turning your torso to the front. Exhale, left arm back, right arm forward. Inhale, hands at prayer. Exhale, arms out, palms out to invisible walls. Inhale, palms up, hands meet overhead. Exhale, hands to prayer at heart. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Hands out to the sides. Inhale. Prayer hands at chest. Exhale. Right arm back. Left arm forward. Inhale. Prayer hands at chest. Exhale. Left arm back. Right arm forward. Inhale. Hands at prayer. This time let something go. Exhale. Arms out. Palms out. Inhale. Palms up. Hands meet overhead, gathering all the good energy. Exhale. Hands to prayer at heart, planting it in you. Inhale. Exhale. Hands out. Inhale. Hands at chest. Exhale. Right arm back, left arm forward. Inhale. Hands at prayer. Exhale. Right arm forward, left arm back. Inhale. Hands at chest. Exhale. Let something go. Inhale. Hands at chest. Exhale. Inhale. This is a simple exercise and can be done standing or sitting, anywhere you just need to reset. Bring your blanket folded low, about a foot from the top of your mat. Come all the way onto your stomach. Bring your elbows under your shoulders, then out in front, palms flat on the ground. Imagine pushing away from the mat with your elbows and forearms. Keep moving your elbows forward if you're finding this to have too much sensation in the shoulders. You can keep your head in line with the spine, or let the chin fall to the chest for a nice stretch in the back of your neck. Another option is to bring a block, Papa Bear style, between your elbows and rest your forehead down. Relax your legs here. Since this is our first yin posture, don't push your body too much. An average 3 is highly concerned with their performance and how they are perceived. They constantly drive themselves to achieve goals as if their worth depends on it. Terrified of failure, comparison with others, and image-conscious 3s can be viewed as phony or fake, mostly because they adapt to whoever they are with. These are our workaholics and hardcore multitaskers. An unhealthy 3 takes this further and is purposefully deceptive in their identity to others. They become willing to do anything to preserve their illusion of superiority. They become untrustworthy, willing to betray and sabotage people to triumph over them. They become very jealous of others. Unhealthy 3s can even display psychopathic behavior. On the other end of the spectrum, however, healthy 3s are self-accepting, inner, directed, and authentic. They believe in themselves and their own value instead of tying their value to their accomplishments. They can take what they are passionate about and find a way to help other people. They are modest, charitable, gentle, adaptable, and motivating. Let your elbows wing out off your mat and rest your forehead on the back of your hands. Roll onto your back, then come to a seat. Go ahead and sit on your blanket if you have one. Place the soles of your feet together. The distance from your groin is personal here, as is how far you fold over. You may choose to place a blanket under your feet for some extra support. Begin to fold over, either staying on your hands, forearms, or come to the floor. In Yin, because we are gently holding postures over a long period of time, your back can be rounded if that feels comfortable in your body. If a rounded back is not comfortable, sit straight up and hinge until your back starts to round. Back out a bit and hold there. Another option is to place a pillow under your torso. Each Enneagram type is influenced by a passion, like a major sin in which that type deals with. The passion of the type 3 is deceit. Deceit because 3s kind of go all in with their surroundings, which means morphing into who will be liked the most, viewed as successful, or take up space when they walk into a room. 3s quickly read the people around them and adapt. For the most part, this is done not from a malicious place. It's just their habit. All 3 types in the feeling triad, type 2, 3, and 4, do not believe they can be seen for who they are and truly loved and accepted. 3s believe they need to be seen as successful to be loved. Because of this, 3s project not only who they think others want them to be, but also who they wish to be. Inasmuch as they deceive other people, they are also deceiving themselves. Slowly bring your torso up. Stretch the legs out long and do a few wiper movements with your feet. Bring the left foot to the inside of the right thigh. Keep your right leg straight out in front of you. Inhale, exhale, fold over. You may choose to keep your neck in line with your spine here or relax it down onto any elevated props.
Because we're working with the kidney, urinary bladder meridians, I encourage you to work to straighten the leg. Keeping the leg straight just encourages your body to find space in the back leg and hip where our kidney, urinary bladder meridian lines are, instead of the low back. Please know that this pose is not about how far you can fold over, so if you can't kiss your knee here, that is not a problem. That is not the goal. If you find this to be quite uncomfortable, fold up a washcloth or towel and place it under your knee. You are the boss of your body. Make this posture accessible for you. When a 3 is in stress or disintegration, they move toward a type 9. This means they take on unhealthy type 9 qualities. They do a 180 on their goals and motivation and come to a dead stop. They lose their charisma and self-optimism and become self-doubtful. If a 3 can identify when they slip into 9 habits, this is a great time to ask, is this me? Is this something I want in my spirit, or am I doing this for someone else? When in security or integration, a 3 moves toward a type 6. This integration allows them to become fully present and reconnect with their true self. This move towards 6 allows the 3 to take that emotional intelligence they use to read people and turn it back onto themselves. They get the freedom to not have to be the star of the show, the performer in every room they occupy. They are able to look at the greater good for those they love and beyond that, instead of what is seemingly best for themselves. Slowly bring your torso up. Stretch the legs out long and do a few wiper movements with your feet. Bring the right foot to the inside of the left thigh. Keep your left leg straight out in front of you. Inhale, exhale, fold over. Remember to use any amount of props to get comfortable in the spine in this posture. You may even find a bit of space that you've created. Not only are we doing forward folds to stimulate the kidney meridian, forward folds like this are calming and soothing. They release tension, create a deeper internal awareness, and improve digestion and elimination. In her book, The Enneagram, Helen Palmer writes, The habitual preoccupations of the threes are identification with achievement and performance, efficiency, competition and the avoidance of failure, the belief that love comes from what you produce rather than who you are, selective attention to whatever is positive, tuning out the negatives, poor access to personal feelings, emotions are suspended while the job gets done, presentation of an image that is adjusted to gain approval, a high-profile public persona, confusion between one's real self and the characteristics that are appropriate to one's role or job, a way of paying attention that is called convergent thinking, in which a multi-track mind is focused upon a single goal, intuitive adjustment of self-presentation, often to the point of believing that the image is one's true self. Slowly bring your torso upright. Straighten the left leg. Use your arms as kickstands and lean your head back, having the legs bent or straight, making windshield wiper movements. Open the legs wide. Activate your feet here as if you were standing. Sit up straight and scoot your sits bones back a bit, looking for a forward tilt of the pelvis. You may want to bring a pillow or maybe even two to rest your torso on here. Fold over. There is no amount of propping too great here. Use what is needed. Don't forget to utilize a chair if that seems like it would be helpful. If pillows aren't available, simply fold onto your palms, forearms, or on the floor. I do not suggest typing children. Children are still growing into themselves and need the freedom to do so without being labeled. The discussion here of Enneagram types and children is simply for reflection purposes. All the Enneagram types have a survival story, as Millenniagram author Hannah Posh writes, a story they adopted to make it in this world. Each type has a message they were either never told or just did not absorb. The message of the threes was, you are what you do. You are only loved for as much as you achieve and succeed. Because of this, the threes' survival story was to hide their true identity and feelings and present the image someone, usually a parent, wanted to see. Philosopher Carl Jung has a quote that I think will resonate with threes. The greatest burden a child must bear is the unlived life of its parents. Threes perhaps had an unaccommodating parent who had their own idea of who the child should be. Threes will conform to their culture or family's ideal image, even if that means losing their own identity in the process. Lift your upper body and gently make your way onto your stomach. Elbows out as we did earlier. We're going to take Seal here, which is a deeper stress than Sphinx. So if you find your body is saying no thank you to Seal, stay in Sphinx. You may want to bring a blanket under your pubic bone. Move your legs a comfortable distance apart, about hip width. Bring your palms flat on the floor and lift the torso up. Check your hand distance here. Bring the hands forward to reduce the sensations in the low back, or widen the hands to give more space in your shoulders. The neck can stay neutral. Drop forward for a neck stretch, or backwards to stretch the thyroid. Relax the glutes. At any point, give yourself the freedom to come out of Sphinx. Enneagram wings take us deeper down the path of self-discovery. As a 3, you can either be a 3-wing 2 or a 3-wing 4. A big, obvious way of figuring out which wing you have is to ask the questions, how do others perceive me? Or, how do I want others to perceive me? A 3-wing 2 needs to be the star, the center of attention. They need people to view them as successful with helpful and selfless as a close second. A 3-wing 2 cares very much about the people directly around them. These tend to be the 3s that are involved in helping others. In their book, The Road Back to You, Crone and Stabile write, charming and intimate 3-wing 2s make great entertainers, politicians, and salespersons. When their lust for attention and recognition overtakes them, or when they feel unappreciated, however, they can become angry and hostile. A 3-wing 4 genuinely cares about what they create and release into the world, but they also need that to be what others see in them. They love being the people who got something done others couldn't, and who can sell other people on basically anything. They are introspective and in touch with the shame caused by being inauthentic with others and themselves. They are sensitive, emotionally intense, and artistic. come down to the mat. Let your elbows wing off your mat and rest your forehead on your hands. Slowly make your way to a seat. Go ahead and sit on your blanket. Bring your legs out in front of you, scooting the sits bones behind you for a forward tilt of the pelvis. Inhale, exhale, fold over. Once again, take any pillows or blankets or a chair needed to support you at your edge today. Remember, we're stimulating the kidney meridian, so we do want to intentionally try to keep our legs straight. Once again, your back can be curved and nowhere near your legs. If the curvature in the spine does not feel good, simply sit up and hinge forward with a straight spine until you need to stop and hold there. Perhaps you are not a type 3, but you may know and love one. Understanding the Enneagram types helps us really communicate love to others. Demonstrating love to those around us in light of their type helps our friends and family truly feel seen and loved. A tip that I found for people who love a 3 is that it is okay to ask them to give you their undivided attention. 3s are super good at multitasking and probably can hear you when you're talking and they are doing 5 other things. But it is okay to ask your 3s to really focus on you for a period of time. Abby Howe, a 3 herself, says in her video, 10 Ways to Love an Enneagram Type 3, tell them you are proud of them and be specific about why. Remind them to take care of themselves, be it going to therapy or self-care. If they are working, do your best to not distract them. Lastly, be gentle with criticism. Remember, a 3 believes that their self-worth is tied to the work they do. Gently and slowly bring yourself upright. Swing your knees around, finding a tabletop posture. Hips over knees, shoulders over wrists, spine straight. This is a great counter pose to caterpillar. You can be still here or find any movement that feels good. Lie down on your back. We're moving into our final forward fold for the day, Snail Pose. This is quite a deep posture, so first I will demonstrate an alternative if you choose to not come into Snail today. Bring your block over beside you. Plant your feet a little out of reach from your fingertips. Lift the hips. Place the block at a comfortable height under the sacrum. If choosing to do snail, start from flat on the back. Bring up your hips and support them with your hands. Relax the belly and round the spine towards your head, bringing the feet to fall over your head, towards or on the floor. Walk your shoulder blades towards each other and focus most of your weight to be on your shoulders. It may feel good to have extra padding under your back. This is a more intense posture, so if this feels inaccessible in your body today or at any time, please back out and stay in a supported bridge. An issue a 3 may face in their spiritual life is the same issue they face with all relationships: deceitfulness. If a 3 is presenting a persona that is untrue, they will likely wake up one day to realize they feel quite lost and over or underwhelmed spiritually. It is important 3s realize spirituality or faith is not about who looks the most perfect. It is about relationship and your own spiritual beliefs, whatever they may be. A practice that may be difficult but beneficial for 3s is admitting when they have inadvertently presented themselves in a disingenuous way to other folks of the same spiritual beliefs or the divine they believe in. Creating a time once a day, maybe once a week, to reflect on their authenticity in these interactions would be highly awakening to a 3. A healthy 3 is someone we all want walking in our beliefs next to us. They have the ability to be highly motivated in helping others live out their faith and a champion to those around them. Gently lay your spine on the floor, resting the whole body long on the mat. Lay still and breathe. After a posture like snail, it is natural to feel slightly vulnerable. This is okay, and your body will go back to normal. We have simply stretched our connective tissue, and we're feeling the effects of that now. Slowly sit up and bring your mat or a blanket over to a wall. Sit so your side is right next to the wall. Simultaneously, kick your legs up the wall while laying your torso on the ground. You may need to scoot yourself a few inches closer to the wall or away from the wall. Bend your knees quite deeply, resting or moving your shins towards the back of your thighs. Open the knees wide and plant your feet against the wall. For a deeper stretch, or if you don't have a wall, take this away from the wall, taking this shape, but bringing the shins to a 90-degree angle to the thighs and holding onto the feet for happy baby. In her book, Take Care of Your Type, Enneagram 3 Christina S. Wilcox covers the topic of self-care in depth. Here are a few ideas I really loved. Create an inspiring routine. Block out time to seek out inspiration and to learn something new, but don't tell anyone about it. Let yourself be inspired without receiving feedback or having to take action. Enforce a digital sunset. Banish your screens from maybe 8 p.m. to 8 a.m. You'll discover you sleep better, feel better, are more creative, and become generally a happier person. I feel like the 3's spirit animal is probably a shark. Not only are these apex predators the best at what they do, a shark dies if it stops swimming. They keep going every second of every day. 3's, you will not die if you stop. Create a rhythm of rest in your life. You do not have to earn rest by doing anything. You earn it just by being a human here on Earth. Gently bring the knees together and legs straight up the wall, heels on the wall. Another way to take this posture is to lay on the floor in front of a chair or couch, bending the knees and placing the shins on the couch. Bend the knees slightly if that feels better in the back. You will still receive the benefits of this posture taking any of these modifications. After a few minutes, you will probably feel tingling in your feet. This is okay. I always like to close these practices with some practical tips to take off the mat. 3's, even though deceit may be your passion, truthfulness will send you on the path to integration. Be honest with yourself and others about your genuine feelings. Be honest about your past and accomplishments. Resist the urge to over-embellish. Be honest with yourself about your desires. Do they belong to you, Or did somewhere along the lines you adopt someone else's desires for you as your own? Take the time to give full, authentic attention to the people you love. Do nothing else while having a conversation with them. Resist the temptation to take on leadership or be the center of attention. Become involved in projects that are not for your own personal advancement. Work with a cause you believe in and do it quietly. Work on something you are passionate about and let that be the reward, not someone else viewing you as successful. Honor your true self. Odds are you are a superstar who will be successful and stand out. Just ensure the person is your true self, not a persona you created for everyone else. Slowly bring the soles of your feet to the wall and lower them down so your knees are resting on your chest. Feel the energy start moving around your legs. Roll onto your side. Position yourself on your mat to lay onto your back for Savasana. Take a moment here to dive inward. Observe the energy moving in your body. Observe any discomfort. Make any corrections needed to fully release here. It may feel good to plant your feet on the mat and knock your knees together. You may wish to lay your blanket over you or rest your pillow on your pelvis for a grounding sensation. It is so important to rewrite our survival stories now. One simple way to do this is by repeating the truths we so desperately need to internalize. Threes. Here are a few mantras I hope you tuck right into your hearts. Repeat them to yourselves. Write them around your workspace. Leave post-its on your dashboard. Set alarms with them. Whatever you have to do to allow your heart to believe them. My achievements do not define me. I deserve rest. I don't have to be the best. I accept who I am. I am a human being, not a human doing. I am Awesome. I want the world to know the real me. Gently begin to move your fingers, move your toes, rock your head side to side, roll over onto one side. With eyes still closed, make your way to a seat. I hope you will continue on this Yinneagram journey with me through all the Enneagram types. I upload a new video every Tuesday. Please consider subscribing to my channel if you've enjoyed this video. If you aren't a 3, I hope you have discovered ways to love the 3s in your life. Blink open your eyes. 3s, we need you to bring great things into our world with your passion and drive. Please uncover who you really are and bring that into our world too. We want to know you. Bring the palms of your hands together at your forehead. Inhale your biggest breath of the day. Take an open-mouthed, cleansing exhale. May all beings everywhere be happy and free, and may the thoughts, words, and actions of my own life contribute in some way to that happiness and to that freedom for all. Namaste.